Well, back at it again. Summer vacation had come and gone, and it was time for another school year. It was the start of my junior year of high school, and I was all bright eyed and bushy tailed, optimistic to get the whole thing started. I was coming up on the home stretch of my primary school career, and I could almost smell the start of university, even though it was nearly 2 years away. Freedom, the start of adulthood, independence, I could nearly smell it. It was a nice, crisp morning in early September. I just pulled up into the parking lot. The lot was already halfway full, and there was nearly 30 minutes until the first period began. I see my buddy Tino in the lot about 3 spaces away from me. Ayo, he shouts. What up? I answer. Not much. How was your summer? Excellent. Worked, got a car, went to the beach, and fished a lot. Met a chick from Italy. Went to the Florida Keys with my family. Saw some good movies. Worked out a lot, etc. Wow. I just worked out and chased mamacitas all summer long. Tino laughed. You gearing up for the baseball season in the spring? I asked. Oh yeah. I've been working on my technique all summer. I'm fixing to kill it this year. It's college scouts. Watch out. That's real. You think Coach Reynolds is going to keep you at shortstop or move you to the outfield? Probably staying at short. We have enough skilled outfielders, and I'm very well needed in the infield. How's your schedule looking for this semester? American History first, Algebra 2 second, English third, Chemistry fourth, Economics fifth, and Orchestra sixth. I've got Physics first, Calculus second, AP American History third, Wind Ensemble fourth, U.S. Government fifth, and Jazz Ensemble sixth. Brainiac, teased Tino. All day, every day, baby. I smiled. How do you think you're going to do on the SAT? I'm going to knock it right out of the park, I replied. Get it. I'm sure that you'll do great. Oh, I know I will. Tino and I chop it up for an extra few more minutes before we begin to walk toward campus. A sweet little thing named Jess passes by and gives me the look, and a hey. I smile and give her a hey back. Tino smiles and shakes his head. You have a way with them. I know. It makes me sick. Got a little too much salt in that diet there, Tino. We both laugh. Hey, you're the athlete, possibly with an MLB career in your future. But you've got the Midas touch when it comes with the ladies. Something that many guys don't have. Blessed by the love gods. Hey, how have you been in that department as of late? Tino grinned from ear to ear. Elena. Ah. Yep. Having fun. We're taking it slow. Good for you guys. Thanks. I'm looking to make this last. She's a good one. Awesome. Hope that lasts for the both of you. We speak for a few more minutes and split. He heads towards his girlfriend Elena, and I begin to head toward my first period class. I run into my boys Jamal and Rich. When are you gonna finally man up and try out for football? Joked Jamal. Yeah, you used to be the man back in the Pee-wee days. Our coach swore up and down that you were going to be one of the all-time greats, added Rich. Meh. I did break the league record for touchdown passes in a single season, as well as having the most passing yards, I answered. What happened? Life happens. My interests got a little more diverse, and I figured my energy would be better spent on other things. You were so damn good, though, said Jamal, dumbfounded. A hot-blooded American guy not wanting to play football? Ah, blasphemy, I know. Maybe one day I will. It's already our junior year, so probably not. At least not varsity. We'll just have to wait and see. Let us know. We'll put in a good word with the coach, said Rich. Both guys went about their way, and I continued on my way to class. The bell rings, notifying all of the students to get to class. I happened to run into a group of ladies on the way. Jackie, Karen, Liz, and Alex. Hey, I smile. Hey, Seth. All four of them saying their greetings. How's your summer? I asked. Great. Awesome. Fabulous. Hot, added Alex playfully. How hot? I asked. How hot do you think? Flaming, scorching, blazing, sauna, hellfire. You tell me, I answered. Ooh, getting warmer, she hinted, biting her lip. All right, lovebirds, get a room or something, laughed Liz. What class do you ladies have first? All four of us have Miss Stokes for physics first, answered Jackie. Oh, wow, so do I. Excellent, said Alex, smiling deviously. I returned with the grin. God, we need a team of physicists to study the damn pull between these two, snickered Karen. You can only imagine what the peer-reviewed article would look like for that one, laughed Jackie. A new type of magnetic pull and attraction found between two horny teenagers. The strongest yet found in the known universe, added Liz playfully. I have no idea what you guys are talking about, smiled Alex. Neither do I said, smiling. Hey, quick question. Do you have any plans for homecoming this year? All four of us are renting a limo and hitting up an after party afterwards if you want to come, asked Jackie. Oh yeah, definitely. None of the guys have even said anything about it yet. That'd be awesome. We made our way over to our room, and just as I was ready to open the door, I never thought that I would be so excited to learn about the laws of motion, friction, force, and mass, said Alex, smiling deviously. Especially mass, she said, staring directly at me. Oh my God, laughed Karen. All of us laughed, nearly reaching hysterics. I opened the door to the classroom and held the door for the girls. All of them thanked me, along with Alex, giving me a friendly squeeze on the wrist and a playful smile. All five of us get settled in the back row and wait for the room to fill up. The bell rang and Miss Stokes introduced herself and took the attendance. She was a very attractive woman. Early to mid-30s, fit, sandy blonde hair put up in a bun, glasses, a tight white long-sleeved blouse that perfectly complemented her D-cup breasts and shapely figure, toned legs that can make you beg for it. Good God, I'm not going to be able to concentrate in this class at all, I thought to myself. So much eye candy. Miss Stokes finished with the attendance and we began our lesson. As we began, it felt as though a sudden chill had run through the room. Sharp, swift, bone-chilling. And then it was gone. Did you feel that? I whispered to Alex. Feel what? She whispered back. There was a sudden chill that went through the room, and now it's gone, like bone-chilling cold. Well, I tend to have that effect on people, she said, grinning. I rolled my eyes, smiling back. And there it was again, another chill, this time much sharper and severe, enough for me to get a shiver of genuine discomfort. For a second, I could have sworn that I could actually see my breath. What the? I could even see Miss Stokes' breath coming out as she spoke. I rub my eyes and shake my head. I blink a few times, and the visible breaths are no longer there. blink again. Nothing. Then, I feel a slimy sensation rubbing against my ankle. A membrane-like texture begins to wrap itself around my ankle, tightening its grip ever more tighter. I finally begin to feel sucking on my leg. Suction cups. I shake it off, moving my ankle and foot around, and the sensation stops. God, what the hell? Then, a constriction unlike any constriction that I've known before begins to wrap around my throat, suffocating me. This invisible thing begins to cover my mouth and nostrils as well. I can't breathe. I can't move, see, or hardly perceive. The grip tightens more, sinking me deeper into a sea of dark abyss in which there is no escape. I black out. Seth. A voice calls. Seth! I snap out of it and regain my consciousness. Are you alright? Miss Stokes asks with a deep, genuine concern in her eyes. I get my bearings and answer in the affirmative. You were turning purple and not breathing for some reason, she said, still concerned. Oh, it was nothing, I say, smiling. Are you sure? Oh yes, positive, Miss Stokes. All right. She continued on with the lesson. Trying to get her to do mouth-to-mouth on you, are ya? Said Jackie under her breath, but just loud enough for me to hear. I chuckled underneath my breath and shook my head. Alex silently mouthed, "Bad boy," to me, right after. Things appeared to be calming down after a few minutes. I was really digesting the material when the cold chills would return back again. Only this time it was much more pervasive. Felt as though it wasn't going anywhere. That old, familiar shiver ran through me once again, chilling the blood and freezing the bones. Then, I noticed something. Theo, who was sitting just in front of me, was gone. He was just there a second ago, and all of a sudden, he was gone. Nowhere to be seen. He didn't get up out of his seat to go to the restroom or anything. He was just gone. Nothing left. Just a blank space in the room. I shook my head and asked Jackie and Alex if they had noticed what had happened. They both shook their heads and stared at the empty desk in front of us. Jackie and Alex both looked at me, puzzled. No one had seen him get up or anything. He just vanished, out of thin air, gone without a trace. Miss Stokes saw all three of us staring into the empty seat in front of us. Where's Theo? He was just here a second ago. I know for a fact that he didn't get up and leave the room because I would have heard him open the door, said Miss Stokes, genuinely concerned. The rest of the class turned to look at the empty desk. Concerned whispers and tense glances flew around the room. At that very moment, black blood began to spout from the empty space from the floor. Miss Stokes gasps, and people began to shout and yell in alarmed obscenities. Is this some kind of sick joke? Miss Stokes screams. At that moment, black blood begins to flow down from the walls and the ceiling. And suddenly the lights cut out, revealing dark silhouettes of cold blue-black against the natural lighting from the outside door window. And to my sudden amazement, the rest of the room was empty. Completely empty. Everyone else had vanished into thin air. Black blood was spouting from where they all were sitting. It was only Miss Stokes and I left. Jackie, Karen, Liz, and Alex. Everyone else in the class, gone. All gone. What the hell's going on? I shouted. Miss Stokes attempted to use both the school phone and her cell phone to call for help, but neither was working. I attempted to use mine, but mine didn't work either. We went towards each other. What's going on? She screamed. I shook my head, bewildered. Then, a boom at the classroom door. We both jump and seek cover underneath her desk. She grabs onto me as another boom rocks the front of the classroom, black blood still spouting from the floor. She squeals slightly, burying her head into my chest. Another boom at the door. We both tremble. I grab a pair of large scissors from the top of the desk, as does she, along with a cup full of knife-sharp pencils. Finally, the door gives out, and it bursts in. It's a collection of long, thick, black tentacles, thicker and longer than the biggest python or anaconda, with no source or ending in sight. Miss Stokes nearly screamed, but I put my hand over her mouth when she was just about to do so. Shh, I whispered. She gently grabbed my wrist and nodded, while I still had my hand over her mouth. I slowly moved my hand off as she breathed out slowly. The tentacles browsed the room for any stranglers, inspecting desks, bumping over chairs, slowly making a search for any remaining life anywhere. Closer, the tentacles got to our spot underneath the desk. We both began to shake and sweat in anticipation of the dreaded moment. The tentacles rove over to our vicinity, probing for anything that they can get a latch on. Time seems to stand still. Their only sounds are the tentacles searching, and our own breathing, which is barely even audible. A single tentacle examines the top of the desk, slowly slithering and searching for any more unfortunate souls. Slowly it begins to slither over the top of the desk and up underneath, just above us. Miss Stokes and I are nearly flat on the floor, now, looking up at the marauding tentacle, inspecting the top of the underneath desk area. Slowly, gently, looking. Then, the tentacles slowly begin to retreat out of the room and back out of the door. After several minutes, after the abomination left the room, Miss Stokes and I relax. My God, what the hell was that? She whispers. No idea. Let's wait for a while before we even attempt to get out of here. It might still be just outside, I answered. There's nothing even remotely like that in the fossil wreck. A lone black tentacle shoots through the doorway and grabs Miss Stokes right from out of my grasp. She launches several of the sharp pencils into the hellish flesh in hopes of it letting go. She stabs over and over. I launch myself out and stab with the scissors. After a couple of thrusts into the monstrosity, I'm pushed aside into a wall and pinned there by another tentacle. The scissors fall out of my hand due to the impact. Solidly pinned against the wall, I can only watch as Miss Stokes is suffocated by the massive tentacle. The buttons of her blouse unbuttoned, revealing a black, fine velvet bra and fine tan brown legs. The grasping tentacle around the legs starts to shred her tight black skirt, showing black pantyhose and tan skin. She struggles, punching the pencils more and more into the disgusting filth of a thing. More and more and more. Finally, the beast begins to relent and loosens its grip. She runs over to me, hands me the scissors, and we both begin stabbing the other tentacle. It finally loosens and we begin to make our way out, when another tentacle grabs Miss Stokes again, and it squeezes so tight that she drops the pencils and gasps in its grasp. This time, the monstrosity isn't playing around. Miss Stokes begins to bleed black blood from her mouth due to the pressure of the squeezing. The tip of the tentacle starts to cover her face. I find an axe in the glass right next to the fire extinguisher. I open the case, grab the axe, and run towards the tarot. Swing once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. On the 5th swing, the tentacle falls to the ground, spouting black blood and releasing Miss Stokes. Miss Stokes, are you all right? She coughs once. Stasia. My name's Stasia. She smiles. Short for Anastasia, she added. Nice name. I smiled back. Around us we hear the screams of invisible horrors that couldn't be communicated. The tentacles had rampaged through the whole school, devouring anything in their path. Only Anastasia and myself remained. A dozen other tentacles sprout from the dead tentacle and grab a hold of Anastasia and I. The grip is ironclad. I can't even budge. Anastasia once again starts spouting black blood from her mouth. Another tentacle forces its way into her mouth and down her throat. I turn to look away in disgust. The pressure from the tentacle is becoming unbearable. I feel as though my head is about to explode. The tentacles drag us to the central location of the building, all the way to a monstrosity of teeth, a large, black damnation of monstrous teeth and tentacles. We get dropped into the maelstrom of chaos, and I black out. I slowly wake up in a bed. I'm in a hospital. I'm right next to the window. It's a cloudy, rainy afternoon. A nurse wakes me up and puts her hand on my forehead. Feeling better? Yes, I guess. How'd I get here? Your physics teacher and yourself both passed out during class. Both of you are rushed over here. That was earlier this morning. We've been running some tests on the both of you to try and figure out what happened. She leaves me a cup of water and goes about her way. Oh, by the way, Miss Stokes is right next to you in the bed. She's your next door neighbor in case if you wanted to know. I waited till the nurse was gone, and I called out, Stasia? Anastasia? Miss Stokes? Are you awake? Yep, she said with a yawn. What the hell was that whole scenario about? God, I don't know. Last thing I remember was being squeezed to death by those tentacles, and now we're here. I shake my head. You are really brave. You're a very strong man in every sense of the word. I mean that. Thank you. You were amazing as well. So, what kind of phenomena would you think this falls under? I asked. Something that's interdimensional, clearly. Something that's able to shift space, time, and travel between dimensions while taking whatever it wants with it, she answered. I shake my head. Insanity. At that moment, the lights cut off in the room, and black blood begins to flow down the walls and ceiling once again. Seth, what the hell is going on? A large, black tentacle latches onto the outside window, the suction cups firmly grasping on. Then, several more, and then a large, yellow demonic eye in the sphere of a large, dark head. Anastasia opens her curtain and screams. Those tentacles, that eye, that damn thing. The window. The window!